Oh, sorry. I've forgotten this is not in the live class. You can join anytime, but whatever you are joining, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good midnight. All right, so the last tutorial we hosted 2 days ago, we encountered some issue. My machine was misbehaving and GitHub was whining me actually. But I've been able to sort it. If you were in the last session, you remember that we were having some minor issues that involved images that we embedded into our README or Markdown files. They were not, behaving properly. I have now pushed the code now, and I can show you here. You can see this is the code. As you can see, image 1, which is this one. Let me just highlight it. This one here is displaying the right way. Image 2, which is this one here, this one here, this is it here. You can see it is displaying the right way. And image 3, this one here, although it needs some adjusting, but this one here, the image is displaying correctly. So if you are struggling with embedding image into your README, I'll show us all over again anyways. I'm just showing you guys that were there, that saw the battle I fought or I was fighting. Always use a / path for your image before you push to GitHub. Alright, so I have created a new repo. We'll redo the whole assignment. We'll redo the whole assignment from the beginning, and this should be pretty straightforward. So I've created a new repo. I've set my new repo from my local machine to this online repo. So, but just ignore all of this. So let's go straight into it. So we'll start with our exercise 1. So remember, I did tell you, let's create a new cloud exercise project. Old school cloud tutorial. Let's just say tutorial. Yep. And inside this tutorial folder, we are going to create. So I'm just going to be showing us 1 and 2, a bit of. Okay, I can do exercise 1 to 3, just a bit of all 3. So you'll be able to do the rest just to set you on the right path. Exercise 1. Let's create another folder. I'll call it exercise 2. Let's create another folder. Call it exercise 3. Alright. So we come here to our VS Code. We all have VS Code on our laptops. I'm going to remove this one. No, let me just do small draw and copy this readme here as well. Yeah. So I'm going to open the new folder that we just created now, which is Old School Tutorial. And here we go. We can remove this one and this one. So we are going to start with our exercise 1. Let's go and look at what we were told to do in exercise 1, and we'll begin from there. I think it should be somewhere around here. This will be short, by the way. It won't be like the previous time. So this is what we've been asked to do in our exercise 1, which we have done anyways. So if you've been documenting your progress, good luck to you. I'll tell you from when you should pick up. This beginning part does not really concern you. But if you've not done it at all like me, you don't even have an idea what they asked us to do, or you have an idea but you just don't know how to go about it. You've not been documenting your progress. This is for you. So what you do is we've been told to set up our Ubuntu, which we've done. We've done majority of the things we were told to do here. They say customize your Vagrant file as necessary with private network set to DHCP. We've done that. And it says once the machine is up, run if config and share the output in your submission along with. Okay. Let's go straight right to step 1, since we've already done step 2. Everybody have done this step 2 before. So let's go straight to, the step 1. Let's go straight to step 2. That says once the machine is up, we should run if config and share the output. So I'll show us how to do it and how to share the output. Now let's go. So I'm going to leave where I am currently and go to my Vagrant machine. So I'm going to go back home. See where my Vagrant is quite fast, so bear with me. I don't know why I did it like that, but I'm enjoying it. I think we are here. All right. So it says once the machine is up, that means we have to Vagrant up and Vagrant SSH. I hope this is recording. Okay, I think it is. So let's just wait a minute. I'm trying to drop this down. It's like this sometimes. My machine is. I've been stressing it lately, so it takes time to do basic things. Alright, let's do Vagrant SSH. Trying to make that bigger for everyone. Alright, we are here. I can just clear my screen. So it says we should run if config. See, simple thing. You are here already. Just say if config. Yep. Just say if config and press enter. This is the output. You don't need to understand anything here. Just do me a favor by copying from here to here. Do your command C. Now that you've copied it, you go back to your VS Code, right? Because remember, it says run if config and share the output. So we want to share the output. Yeah. So in our exercise 1, we've just generated an if config file. So you say if config.txt. We share the output in a txt format, and you just paste it here. You save. You've completed that step. It also now says share the output of your submission along with your Vagrant file in a folder for this exercise. So it means we also need to share what is in our Vagrant file. So remember, our Vagrant file, for us to see it, is outside our machine. So you can do exit. If you do ls, this is the Vagrant file. Then you can do nano Vagrant file. This is the Vagrant file. You can do cat. You don't even need to come inside. You know what? Let's just do cat. That's like the wrong way. Nano is if you want to edit. You still see the same file, but it's not safe to do nano if you want to just copy, because you might just go and make a mistake and put something you're not supposed to put in there. So do cat Vagrant file instead. See, it displays everything, but it is not. You can't edit it. It is uneditable. So all you have to do is copy it from here, just like we did for the if config file, to here. You do command C, come back here, create a new folder in your exercise 1, name it Vagrant file. Once you name it, you see this red color, means VS Code recognizes Vagrant. Just paste it, and that is it. You are good. We are done with assignment 1, but just one thing is left for us to do. So let me show you something. Let me show you something. You know what? I'm supposed to. I think this would make sense if I do it. Let me quickly do something. Or I can also just use what's it called, this one. I want to show us the purpose of what the readme file is exactly and why we want to add it. So this is the previous one I've done before, and you can see this is exercise 1, just like what we are doing now. I'm not supposed to come here because it's Ojoro, but you can see the vagrant file that we just created, and this one here I've already uploaded it on GitHub. We'll get it, and you can see the ifconfig.txt. Now this readme is our markdown file. So you can see anybody that comes into my project, the first thing they see is the readme file. Let me go back and show you again. You see, when you come into exercise 1 here, you can see it says exercise 1 here. The first thing they will see is the readme file. And when they open it, they'll be like, okay, what's going on here? See how I explained it. I said I have successfully set up an Ubuntu 20.04 virtual machine using Vagrant on my local machine. In the Vagrant file, I customized the network settings to use this, ensuring the VM machine receive an IP. Once the machine is up and running, I accessed it via the terminal. I explained everything I did. Even someone that is not a technical person that can't read code will understand what is in this folder. Do you understand? So that is what your readme file is for. It is meant to describe what you've done. Do you understand? It's meant to explain what you've done. It also helps you to structure your project, so you know which one comes first. Imagine if you have a lot of .txt file and you don't even know which one is which one, or which one should go with which one. This helps you, document everything you are doing. So what we are going to do is we are going to copy. I'm going to share the link to the repo so you can come and copy this readme, or alternatively, let me show you a very cool trick. Come to your exercise, copy everything like this, go to ChatGPT and type this, tell it, explain what I have done very briefly in a .md. No, don't use .md. It's just going to create a file in a markdown output. So once you tell ChatGPT this, see, can you see? It comes up with all of this. Although this is too long, so I'll tell it to shorten it. It generates the markdown file for you. You necessarily don't need to start writing markdown one after the other. So you can see it has generated a readme file for us. Let's embed it into the current project we are working on. So again, in your exercise 1, which is this one, we have our ifconfig, we have our vagrant. You create a readme file. So you say readme.md. .md is the extension for a readme file, just like .txt is the extension for a text file, and .html is the extension for CSS, and like that. So what ChatGPT just give us here, we are going to copy it and we are going to paste it here. Now it might look like a bit of jargons, right? You can see, but if it's human readable. Ignore the hash and asterisk. It says exercise 1, set up Ubuntu 20.04 with Vagrant. Then it now explains the steps you took, or we took. It says customized Vagrant. We set up a private network with DHCP to automatically assign an IP address. I used an Ubuntu to create the virtual machine. Then I ran. You can see, you can add I here, so you personalize it. Then this will go back to small letter. I ran ifconfig inside the virtual machine. Didn't we? We did, right? So to confirm the network configuration, then he further went to say, this exercise demonstrates setting up a Vagrant managed Ubuntu. You can see it's different from my own. So each time, no output is wrong. You are not wrong. So each time, every one of you go to ChatGPT and do this step I just showed you. It will generate your own markdown file for you, markdown output for you. So you don't really need to copy my own. So it won't look like we are cheating. So how do we know that all these things here are even correct, or they are going to display correct? If you look at this one now, all the stars and ash are not here. How do we know before we push it to GitHub that everything is displaying like this, the output? You just do on your VS Code. If you are on a Windows machine, you do Control Shift V. If you are on a Mac, you do Command Shift V. Once you do it, see, it opens your readme file for you. So all the jargons you are seeing here, all the blue and everything turns to white here, and you can see the indentation, the subheadings, the main topic, the main heading. You can see how we did it for you. So this is exactly what we want to do. If I push this one that we've just done to GitHub now, you are going to see, let's push it so we can see what I'm talking about. You can ignore this process, by the way. I can push from here as well. Let me just do it the simple way so I don't confuse you guys. So I'm going to exit I think I've already exited, so I'm going to go back home and cd into desktop. I'm going into the file that I'm working on VS Code. I might as well do it from here, it doesn't matter, but let me just use the familiar way that everyone is aware of. So I'm going to cd into the hot school cloud tutorial. Yep. And I'm going to do ls. You can see, how do I know I'm inside this folder? This folder has exercise 1, 2, and 3. This is it here, this folder here. You can see exercise 1. Forgive my structure, let me put it by the side. You can see it's the same thing. Exercise 1, 2, and 3. It's the same thing I'm accessing here. It's the same thing. So here, because for those of us that have not pushed our code to GitHub before, you set up your GitHub, you can do git init here. Git init. Is it because I've done it before? Oh, sorry. Yeah, git init. Although I've already done it before, but you can see it says initialized empty git repository. So you've done git init. Then if for most of us that are yet to set our GitHub to our local machine, I'll show you how to do that. You know what, I shouldn't have maybe I shouldn't have set up my machine to be able to show you, but I'll show you. So what you do is, you've done git init, so let's add the changes we just made. I'm going to use let's add exercise 1. Remember, what we've just done is exercise 1. I've added it. If you want to know it's added, to do git status. Yep, you can see it says new file. These are the new changes that I've just added: the readme, the vagrant, and the if config that we just worked on. So I'm going to go ahead and say git commit, and I'm going to add a commit message. This my terminal has auto remember, so it makes me fast. So you do git commit -m, then you open a colon. I think it can be a single or double, it doesn't matter, but I think for safe practice it's good to use. Let me use a single colon anyways to see if it works. Then you can say all school cloud engineering project. See, the single quotation works. So you can see it says 3 files changed and it has been added. So we can now do git push. Now if you are new and you are trying to push, you probably get an error, right? So what you do is, to be honest, go to your LMS and watch how to clone your repo, but I'm just going to explain briefly here because my machine is already set. So you know what, let me try and push and see if it pushes. If it doesn't, then I can be able to show you. Let me do git push. Okay, so this is the kind of error you will get, which is very good. This is the kind of error you will get if you've never pushed to GitHub before. It says git remote, just what you will just do here is git remote I think it should be git hold on, should be git push origin master. Let's see, you say please make sure you have the correct access. All right, let's go and see what's going on. This should be easy because I pushed to GitHub already. This is just a new repo. So always use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is your friend all the time. So it says what we should do is we should check if our remote is set by doing git remote -v. Oh, no remote is set, so evidently we need to set our remote repository. So what you do is git remote, you do git remote add origin. You can see that even you can remember, so I'll just do tab, right? So what we are doing, let me clear the screen and do this at the top. So if you've never pushed to GitHub, this is what you're expected to do. Git remote add origin. I'm just going to press tab from this point, but the command is git remote add origin. Now for you to get these things listed here, these things here, go to your GitHub. Remember, you have to create a repository for what we are currently working on. So you come to your GitHub, the repo we are currently working on here. I'm going to show us how I arrived at this conclusion. So it's this one. As you can see, it says project 2 here. So you copy the SSH here. To be very honest with you, you can use HTTPS or SSH. But I won't lie, this is HTTPS now. The difference is if you are just using your own laptop, I mean, everyone can use HTTPS. It's okay anyway. If you are just using a laptop, you are not going to share your GitHub with someone else. Like nobody else. I mean, you are not creating another profile to use with GitHub, just like me, like this. So I had a GitHub profile. Everything is perfect there. So for this tutorial, I didn't want to remove my assignments that I already did. I wanted to create a new GitHub. That's where everything dabaro. But I've been able to do it now. So, but if you want to be switching, just like me now teaching you guys tutorial, I have to use this SSH because it lets me create a key and makes it very easy to switch between users. So if you set up your GitHub, I want to assume most people set it up with SSH. If not, if it is with HTTPS, you set it, just click on HTTPS and copy this code starting with HTTPS. If it is SSH, copy this one starting with, and you can see the exact same thing I have here, git at github.com Akinyemi 499. You can see it's the same thing I have here, starting from here to the end here. As you can see it's the same thing. So you do git remote add origin, and the username or URL you just copy, enter. So how do we know this has been added? You can do git remote -v. Oh, it says it has been added. Nice. So normally if you try to push again, it will give you an error. So this is it. I have already done this next part, but I'm going to explain what it does to us. Now if you remember, what we did here is we added, which now means that this new repo have been added to my computer, to my local machine. But the thing is, I have two repos, this one and this one, now added to my local machine. So before I had this one, but now I've just added this project 2 here. You can see I just added this one. So how do I tell? If you try to push now, it will come back with an error because now your machine has been set up with two repos. Yeah, it does not know which one to push to. It will now ask you which one should I push to. So what you do is git remote set URL. You've already added. Now you want to set where you want it to go. Origin, right? Git remote set URL origin, where you want it to put it to, and the same link that you copied previously, this one that we copied, do we remember, just like 2 minutes ago, you paste it here as well. Mine is there already, so I'm just going to press tab. Can you see? And you enter. So from here now, if I push, it's going to work perfectly. But also note that if you are pushing for the first time to a repo, you push with extra commands. You do git push origin master just for the first time. After this one, when we do exercise 2, you will see I will not use git push origin master. It's just git push I will use. So when I do git push origin master, it should push successfully. Again, this was what took me like an hour last week to solve. But yeah, I mean, that's what we are all here to do, to learn. So now it has been pushed. The changes is instant. If I refresh here now, you see that it will now say updated just now. Can you see here? It says updated just now. This code that we just pushed is here already. Now let's go and take a look and see how our assignment looks like. Oh, just open exercise 1. You can see it here. Open it. You know why I say 7 minutes ago? Because that's the minute we added it to our local machine. So as you can see, look at the readme file. This one here, let me show you quickly. This readme here that we just did from ChatGPT, this one, let me put it side by side so you can see it is word for word. Hold on, I want to make this, I want to make it smaller. My machine is dealing with me recently. Okay, you know what, let me make this one smaller then. Jesus Christ. Anyways, I'll just shift it. The laptop wants to pack up. So you can see the exact same thing we have here. Exercise 1, set up Ubuntu 20.04 with Vagrant. See it here. It's the same title here. As you can see steps, customized Vagrant file, step 2 provision. You can see that's arranged it for us. Customized progress. Oh really, this looks nice, does it not? So if someone goes onto your GitHub and sees your project, he's going to see your readme. As you can see here, he's going to see your readme and be like, okay, this is what this person did in their project. And then you can go on to view your Vagrant file that we pasted. See the Vagrant file, look at how neat it looks. See, this is the output. The Vagrant file we submitted here is the same thing. This one, look at it. And the ifconfig.txt, remember we used a .txt extension. See, this is it here. Oh, look at how neat it looks. And that is exercise 1 done already. So you can proceed to exercise 2 now and just do the same thing. Create the extension for depending on the output. If it is a text file, you do .txt. If it is a readme file, you do .md. md means markdown. So the purpose of the readme is to show what you've been learning, what you did. So imagine I don't have a readme here now. You just go into Vagrant file. You won't even know whose great Vagrant file this one is or where it came from. Also remember that if you are using a Windows machine, make sure to pass the command to ChatGPT, pass the prompt that it should explain the steps you took on a Windows machine, because this is for MacBook. And if the setup, the usage sometimes are different, right? Or so maybe in your Windows now, in my own MacBook I use the terminal. In your Windows it's still terminal, but maybe you are using PowerShell or you are using Windows terminal. You are going to tell ChatGPT that prompt, so it's going to include it in your write-up, in your markdown, so it looks like you know what you are doing. And that's that for that. Let's go to exercise 2 quickly so we don't waste too much time. So we'll just keep on clicking on next and next and next and next until we get to we are looking for exercise 2 now. Oh, look at exercise 2 now. Step 1, let's just read the instruction. It says research online for 10 more Linux commands aside the one you already mentioned in this module. Submit using your OurSchool Cloud exercise project. Let me tell you one thing. Just because for the sake of this tutorial is why I've named this project OurSchool Cloud tutorial. Make sure you name it OurSchool Cloud exercise like this one, or exercises, whichever you prefer. So you get, don't name it tutorial. I only name it tutorial for the purpose of this lesson. So it says we should find 10 more Linux commands. Okay, now this one is going to be different because they said explain what each command is used for with examples of how to use it and example screenshots of using them. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky, but it's not that tricky, I promise you. So here now, unlike the first exercise, here we are going to embed images. So how do you embed images in your markdown? That's what I'm going to be showing us. But let's start from the basic place. Let's create our readme file first, because we want to embed the markdown in our readme. So remember, we want to embed the images in our readme. Forgive me for my errors. I get anxious when I speak sometimes. So exercise 2, this is the exercise. Come to your ChatGPT and paste it. Remember what we said we will tell it. Because it has already done this for you, you don't even need to pass any instruction. Just press enter. It will generate in the markdown for you. Look at this. Okay, here it comes. I thought it wants to disappoint me. Oh well, it didn't. You know what? Let's do that again. I expected it to tell me the steps I took. You say explain the steps I took briefly. You can even say in, you know, just say briefly, in a markdown output. Yep. This is too long. I want to make it short because we are going to use the markdown for something. Okay, this is short enough. So you come back here to your exercise 2. You can close all these ones there. You can close it because they are your exercise 1 output. So come to exercise 2. Be careful where you place your cursor. So usually when I'm done with one folder, I click on it to close it. You can see you can click and open, so you don't make a mistake. Then I click on exercise 2. This arrow, once it faces down, it means you're in exercise 2. If I click on it again, you can see it's facing the right hand. So make sure you click on it. When the arrow is down, you click on this icon here. You see when I hover on it, it says new file. Then you can name this readme.md, but I don't want to have readme.md. Since what we are doing in this exercise is researching 10 Linux commands, you can say Linux command .md. See, doesn't necessarily. You can also say readme.md if you want, but personally I don't want readme in everything. You can use readme for everything. So you can see it says exercise 2. Okay, for us to know the output of our markdown, remember Command Shift V on Mac, Control Shift V on Windows. So when you click on it, everything we typed here, you can see how beautiful it looks here. So now we are going to start with the first command. So I'm going to tell GPT like 4 commands that I can remember I used, and we are going to, so to make things faster, I used the command I used uname ps I can remember again. but usually I can find it here. I can find it somewhere here. Found it. So I found it, but I don't want to use everything. What do I do? What do I do? I don't want to use, because this is like a finished work. So let me see. I used PS, I used uname, I used MV. Okay, let's just do that three. So PS, uname, and MV. Help me. No, just say PS. So once you tell it this, it should. No, this is not what I want to do. Create a markdown. I could type it, but I want to show you something really cool. Create a markdown showing the usage. Use single S for my usage of these three commands. Always use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is very cool, I promise you. So you can see, okay, I just need the first one anyway, then I'll show us how to write markdown. So I just need the first one. So you do space, you can use double spacing, paste it. See, once you save and you do Command Shift V, you don't even need to do Command Shift V again. The pane is still open. You can see. Can you see what happened? It now says number 1, uname. This is what it does. Print system information. Then it further went ahead to give a description. The uname command provides system information such as the kernel name, version, and the machine architecture. You can see this box is there empty. I'll tell you what we are going to do with this box. So let me show us. But before we do that, let me do for the others too. So if you want to do for number 2, come with me. This is a little bit tricky. You do ##2 ##2 and a full stop. I think no, you do your next, the number 2, the next command should come under this 3 tick. Always should come under this 3 tick. So you say ##. See, okay, here is how you know where to place it. If I place it inside here, the moment I do ##, you can see it is in green, which means I am typing inside this box here. Can you see? So this 3 tick bash and this 3 tick here is the box, this box. So you don't want to type inside it. Anything I put here now goes in this box. Can you see? So we want to type outside the box beneath it, so it will be outside this 3 tick. Do we understand? So you want to type under it like this. So once you do ##, it takes the same behavior as this number 1. That's how you know you are doing the right thing. So you say 2, then the next command, let's say, is MV. You use a single backtick. You type your command MV, then use another backtick. You can see it's taking the same behavior like this. You can see our numbering took the same behavior and our command took the same behavior with this single tick. Then you can proceed and explain what the MV does. Used to move or rename files. Then you come to the next line, you do the 3 tick bash, come to the next line. The more space you give, the bigger your box is. You do another 3 tick. You can see how big this box is. Let's go to our preview. You can see the box is very big. Markdown is simple to write. You can just keep writing. If you make this box, close the space. You see? Closes the space as well. Do you understand? So you can go ahead and say number 3 as well. Do we understand? You know, for some reason I've forgotten I'm the only one here, so I'm asking, do we understand? So PS command, backtick, then what does used to check, to check processes on our machine. As you can see, ChatGPT will not give you, oh, it did, I won't, used to check running processes, okay, used to check running on our machine is not even necessary, just used to check running processes. Again, you do the 3 tick and the bash, and the next line you do the 3 tick, and that is it. So anything I put inside of here, see, anything I put inside of here, anything I put inside of here shows up here. Can we see? So we are going to get to that. So what I would even advise is we can actually put these ones here, this explanation used to rename files, you can put it inside here and save it. You'll see it looks really cool. Can you see? It says used to move or rename files. It is really cool. It is really cool. So it's the same thing that was done here as well. It is really cool. You can also decide to let me show you something as well. If you don't want to do it like that, you can actually do it like this. So you create after before the box, remember this bash, from this bash to this 3 tick is our box. So before the box, you add a new line and you put it here. You see, it is now in white, not in blue anymore. Remember, if it was here, it is in blue, right? But if you give it a space, even if it is just one space, it's not necessarily like you have to put space like this. Even if I just did it like that, so it can look neat. It can look neat. So once you save, you can see. I think this one is even more cooler. Yeah, it looks nicer. You can see. So instead of putting the stuff in this box, you can just put it here. Do you understand? It's quite simple. So let's go ahead and put this one to, you know what, I don't even need to copy it. I can just do enter. So you don't have to explain anything here. Okay, everything follows the same format. You can see. Can you see now? It is no longer in the box. It looks very neat. Now I think I'm going to do this for my own assignment because I didn't do that. So the more you use it, like they say, practice makes perfection. So now let's go straight to how to embed images now. So I can't remember. So what you do is come to exercise 2, create an image folder, name it images, right? Then in the image folder, we are going to be moving some images here. So I have a bunch of screenshots here, and I can't tell which one is the. So we are looking for PS. I've already done the screenshots. By the way, if you are on Mac, say you want to screenshot this place now. You want to screenshot this place I'm working on, this thing I'm moving around. You don't want it to cover the whole laptop and all the things. You can do Command Shift 4. Then you can see my cursor is now a plus. Can you see my cursor? It is now a plus. So I can use it to mark from here. I hope you guys can see from the edge of this. Look at the top left of the box. That's where the cursor is. Can you see? I'm shaking it. Yeah. You just click from there and drag it down. Once you release it, see, it has taken a screenshot. So you can see the screenshot at the bottom right. That's how you take a screenshot. Alternatively, you can take a screenshot with your phone, then send it to your laptop. For Windows people, check ChatGPT how to do screenshot on your laptop. So once you do that screenshot is what you are now seeing here. A lot of it is what you are seeing here. So you can see this is my tail. I use the tail command. I added the screenshot. So for me to find, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the PS. I think I named it screenshot 1. So let's see. This is PSAUX. Let's look for screenshot 1. This should be it. This one. Can we see? Screenshot 1 is even uname. No worries. I think I used uname here as well. So this screenshot now, I would have to move it. You move it. It's supposed to be at the top now. You move it into this folder where you have images. You drag and drop. Then what other command did we use? Uname. We have that, which is number 1. We have MV and PS. So let's look for the MV and PS screenshot here. I think MV should be, let me check screenshots too. I have a lot of screenshots. I think screenshots, I can't find screenshot too. Let's say let me see 3. No worries. Let me use any image. So I'll just drag this and I'll just drag this, right? So this is just a tutorial, but make sure it's the correct image you are using. Then you can now rename it. Now rename it image 1, image 2, image 3. So img1, img, then -1. You can use underscore as well. Then you know what? Just say I think -1 is cool. All right. Do img-2, and you can see this one as well. img-3. So we have image 1, 2, and 3. If you come to the VS Code, you will see the image folder has now been created. I mean, we just created and added all these things. Also, maybe in our next class, I'm going to show us a cool extension. You can see all this UUU that you are seeing here. It means files that are on track. And you can see these dots and dots that you are seeing. It means the ones that have been pushed. Ignore. It was because what you know what? Let me not get too technical. Let's just continue. So you can see the images I just added. It's just the same thing as if you come here to this tutorial folder. You can see in the exercise 2, I created the image just now. We all saw it a bit, and I added the images in it. So immediately you do that, it also shows up in your VS Code. You can see image 1, image 2, and image 3. Now, how do we embed it? You go back to your README, the Linux thing we were working on, and you use the what's it called? You know what? I can't remember, but I want to push myself and try and add it from the top of my head. So I think it starts with this. It starts with I think this. No, not this one. I think this. Then alt. You can see this is your alt text. Like remember in HTML where you put the description of the image. So you can see an image of me trying out. You can use another syntax, another language, another English if you want. An image of me trying out, or trying out the uname command, right? Then right after it, I think you add a curly bracket. I think I got that. That's very good. So this is the syntax to add an image, and this is my first time trying to write it down from the top of my head. I don't copy from ChatGPT. That I have now mastered it. So you start with the exclamation mark. You start with this brackets. You type what you want to type, the alt text. So this is what displays when your image doesn't load. You all can remember HTML. So when you are putting the URL, start with a /. Then just click on images and click on image 1 and save. If you go to your preview, you can see image 1 has now been embedded, but you can see this box here looks useless, Abby. So let's take out this box, this one. Let's take it out. I don't think we need it. I genuinely don't think we need it. Let me see. I would have preferred to, you know what, I would prefer to put it in that box, this whole thing. Let's see if it will look nice. I'm just trying. I'm not saying it's the right way. I don't think it will look nice, you know. I don't think so. It won't even display. Yeah, I can tell. So that won't work, right? So you can just remove this. We don't want this empty box here. Remember that box, this box here is what we removed. So you can see usage, and it's already showing you here. You might as well add usage to this one, to this usage. It looks pretty cool actually. Usage with a column to show the usage. It's not difficult. Just look at how this one was arranged. Yeah, just copy it like this. So where you want to put your image, yeah, if you don't want to use a box, if you don't want to use this block box, this one, this block box is supposed to be where your description goes, or where if you want to write a code and put here. You know what, even all our .txt output, we can actually put it in this block if you look at it, and I think I'm going to do that. I like this, our .txt and our if config. I'm going to put it in a block, this block. We should even be able to do it. All you need to do is create this block and that .txt file here. I'm not supposed to be digressing now. So you just put, remember, you put the 3 tick with the bash, and at the bottom you put 3 ticks. You put it in a box. If you don't get it, ask ChatGPT to tell you to put this in a markdown format for you. So it's going to create this box, but it's pretty easy. I just explained it. This box here, and this is what makes the box. This 3 tick bash, and when you are done writing what you want to write, you put another 3 tick. So if you just do that for your, what's it called, for your exercise 1, the if config and .txt, the if config and I don't think you should do it for the vagrant file. I don't know if it will look nice, and you might as well just leave it the way it is. I might just decide to leave it. You know, you can experiment to try and learn. So moving on, we don't want this box here, right? So we remove it as well, and we would copy this image thing, put it here, save it, but we want to change the image to image 2. Be aware the image might not be the same as what we are explaining. This is just for tutorial purpose. You save as well, you go to your preview, you see you have image 1 and 2. You can see how it looks neat. Image 1, yeah, number 1 uname, number 2 you see the image 2 is df, but what we have here is mv. You can just come here and change it actually, so it looks like, yeah. Then you can change the description as well. I think the df is to show mounted. Let me not make an error. What is df used for? But my best guess is to show mounted. Yeah, you see the df command in Linux is used to display information about the disk space usage on the disk space usage. Okay. Then you can come here and change this to used to show information about the disk space usage. You save and you come here, you can see it has updated for you immediately, and this image now match the command, right? And for number 3 too, if this was a live class now, I would have said someone should do this number 3, because I'm sure we should understand now. So again, if you don't want this box you can decide to put your description inside. I think I've showed us that before, like this. Yeah, when you save it and come back here, you can see your description is in a box. So both of them looks nice to me. Yeah, you have to decide if you like this syntax where the description is not in a block, you can see, or you like this one. I kind of like this one, to be honest, this one where it stays in a box. So if you are putting it in a box, if you now want to embed your image, you embed it under the 3 tick. Do you understand? So you can now put your image here. it goes directly under the 3 tick. It doesn't matter how many space you give it, just directly under like this. Yeah, once you save, it adjusts for you. If you close the gap and save again, it adjusts the space for you again. So let's put image 3. So you come back, you do the slash image 3. It has double PNG, so let's remove one. Alright, so this looks good. And as you can see, so you have to decide which one you prefer. Do you prefer this one that has a block and the image, or this one without a block? This one looks cool too. So but you have to decide if you want the block, you use the bash and the 3 tick. If you don't want the block, you remove it. And that is it. That is so this is 3 that we've done, and you keep on just embedding and embedding and embedding and embedding. Remember, I only used my markdown to do this, to do the explanation, but from number 1, number 2, number 3, I wrote the markdown myself. I didn't know markdown before now. In fact, I just started looking into it last week. So you can also know it. The more you practice it, the more you know it. You can see all the cool things that I'm just discovering. That is the flexibility behind learning. So you can do number 4, number 5, number 6, up to number 10. And that is everything you have to do for this assignment. So when you go on, I'm going to push this code to, what's it called now? To our GitHub for us to see. I know this is just 3. You do the remaining 7 yourself, but then you can be able to see how it looks, how nice it looks. So let's quickly go and push the code. Let's come back here. Remember, we just added a new exercise 2. So you do git add. You can do, I always prefer to do git add dot, but let's do exercise 2. Is this how I named it though? Let me look at the naming. Okay, yeah, is with a -2. All right, so exercise 2, see, then you can check if it has been added. See, it says new file. See the images, image 1, image 2, image 3. This is the folder, yeah, and this is the Linux command. And then we can go ahead and commit, git commit -m. So you can put your commit message and say added exercise 2. Yep, see, 6 files changed, and you can now push. So remember, I told you that if you are pushing for this, if you are pushing the second time, you don't need to do git push origin master, just do git push. Oh, you still said I should set a branch. That's funny. You shouldn't, but let's satisfy it. It shouldn't. Git push should just work. I don't know why it wants me, but you can just do git push origin master. But it shouldn't, to be honest. But I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why. So we've pushed this exercise 2. Let's go and check it on our GitHub and see how nice it looks. So you come out of here. The exercise 2 is going to come up here when I refresh here. So I'm going to refresh now. Can you see? We now have the exercise 2 1 minute ago that we just pushed, and we can see our commit message added exercise 2. Can we see? Very cool. Now let's go and let me put this on full screen and see what we've done. Oh, look at the image folder. If you open the image folder, you see image 1, image 2, image 3 that we added, isn't it? So if you go back, you see the linux command.md, which is our readme file. If you open it, oh, look at how nice it now looks. Can you see? It helps whoever is reading our project or our whatever we push to our GitHub to understand what we've done. Like, it's not mathematics. Even someone that has not learnt HTML can easily come here and read the English. Okay, in this exercise 2, this person researched 10 additional Linux command. Okay, this person, these are the steps he took. Okay, he researched it. Okay, he explained it. Okay, he captured screenshots. Okay, he embedded the screenshots. Wow, then he submitted it in the old school cloud exercise project folder. Then this one is an overkill, to be honest, because this is not necessary. Files included, since you've already mentioned here that you embedded screenshots. This is not necessary, but for aesthetics, I didn't see it. I would have removed it. But you can see Linux command usage. Okay, number one, print system information. Okay, the uname really. You can even see, that single tick. This is what makes this like this. That single tick that was in like orange color. This one. I'll show you. This single tick. This one here, and this one here is what makes this like this. You see how it makes it in a little uh, transparent box. Makes it looks cool. The uname command, you can see the image one we embedded, you can see the image two we embedded. Although I don't know how to yet to make this image same size. You can see this one is small, this one is big. I don't like it, to be honest, but I read that I can use the image tag for HTML, but I don't know if what could allow it for us to use HTML in the markdown. So, but if you just want to stay with markdown, this is okay. And you can see the image 3. You can see the box. Oh, can you see the box now? In other ones we didn't use that box. Now here it doesn't look really nice, does it? It's up to you anyways. But you can see here that box, that 3-tick bash, and the other, yeah, this is the box. You can see how it looks here. You can even copy it. So I think this place is meant for you to paste code, which is why I said that .txt, that .txt output, put it in this box so that you can be able to copy it. You can see copied. So if you are checking someone's GitHub project, and they have a code, they will most likely put it in this box. So you can just copy it and go and inspect or do whatever you want with it. So this is exercise 2 done. I don't know, should we go ahead and do exercise 3? Let's see if we have time. Let's see what exercise 3 is about first. So you are done with this. I think the link is what our school wants you to submit, So let's go and check for the third assignment. Actually, for the third assignment, it follows the same pattern. I think it's about users and groups. Let's see. Oh, look at it here. It says create 3 user admin support and engineering and add the admin group to sudo as. Ordinarily, this assignment, when I think I did the solution with us, was it on the live class? Yeah, I think so. And I did mention in that tutorial that we can submit the output of our assignment with a screenshot. So this one is easy. It follows the same pattern. In your exercise 3 folder, it says create 3 groups, admin support and engineering, and add the admin group to sudo as. So you take a screenshot of your cat/etc/group, to show you created these 3 groups. Then you do sudo as on your Vagrant. It lets you log in into your it lets you edit your sudo as files or settings, and you can add the admin group. Is someone knocking? You can add the admin group to the list of sudo as, and you pass the syntax. I think it's all I can't remember, but I did show us, or you can ask ChatGPT. Then it says you should create a user in each of the groups. So when you create the user, for you to show us that you created it, you do cat/etc/passwd. You take a screenshot, you embed it in your readme. So while you are explaining in your readme that this is what I did, number 1, I created 3 groups. Then you had the screenshot of this, and the screenshot of, then I created 3 groups, you had the screenshot. Then number 2, I added the admin group to sudo as, you had the screenshot. So once you've edited the sudo as settings by doing sudo vi sudo as, before you save it or after you save it, I think before you save it, just there are 2 ways you can do this. Either copy what is in your sudo file and save it as a .txt in your exercise, or do a screenshot. So when you do number 1, I created 3 groups, you add a screenshot. Number 2, I added admin to the group of sudo as. I think you should take a screenshot. It's just a personal opinion. So then you create a user in each of the group. Once you've done that, you do do you remember how to make sure the user shows up? In fact, you can just use cat slash pass cat slash etc slash pass wd to display this one and two, because at that point you would have made users in the group secondary users, and they'll be able to show in front of the groups. That saves you time. But if you want to, beautify and analyze, you can show the groups you created first, then show the sudoer file. You just take a screenshot of it after you've added the admin to the group of sudoers. I've thought of that before, so you can go and check. And then you create the users, then you generate SSH key. Don't go and don't go and post your keys on GitHub. What I think you should do is, when you generate the key, actually, what did I do? Should we go and check what I did? You know what? We don't even need to. We can just check from here. Let me see what I did. I think it's inside here. Exercise 3, Abby. What are we trying to check again? The password, Abby. Let me see. Let me open my readme and see what I did. So git found. Okay, backway. I think I can open this with. Okay, this is it now. It's staring right at me. Okay, you can see this is. Don't steal my markdown, but you can see what I did. Users and group. If I preview this markdown, let me. Sure, you can see. Look at how I did my own. You can see I used this block, right? So users and groups, steps taken. I created groups. Yeah, see. At the bottom, you can see my 3 group: engineering, support. Then you can see what I'm trying to show you. So number 2, I added admin group to sudoers. So you do sudo vi sudo. It will open this file in this image, right? And you added. So if you now, let me tell you something. In your sudoer file, you notice that root does not have this percentage file. I've explained this to us before. If you specify a user, if you specify something without the percentage sign in your sudoer file, it means the person is a user. So this root now is a user. But if you add the percentage file, it means it is a group. So if you're adding the users in the admin group, it means you want to add everybody in the admin group. So you can just add the admin group. Do you get? So that everybody that now joins later, you won't have to set their permission anymore. You have to set their privileges anymore. They have sudo access by default. Do you understand? So, but if I remove this percentage now and I specify user 1, that means if user 2 join, I have to come back here and add user 2 to the list. But if I just add admin straight, that means everybody that joins admin, they inherit this privilege, as you can see. So you can see that I even added a description. Anything with hash in your vi or your nano can't be seen. Do you get? You can only read it, but the computer won't read it, like you are commenting it out. So you can see you can see here I said user privilege specification. So this root is a user, but these two these two are groups. You can see group admin, you are giving them, you say members of the admin group again root privileges. And when you are done, before you save it or quit, you do a screenshot, you can see, and you paste it. So what I'm even trying to come and see, I said I created users. Oh, I even went ahead and demonstrated. I didn't know. I went ahead and demonstrated how I created the users. See, created user and assigned to groups. So remember, if you create a user without assigning it to group, it creates extra groups for you, and you don't want that. So when you do a screenshot of this place now, you have admin, support, engineering. You now have user 1, user 2, user 3 as groups again. But you can see mine is very neat because I already created the group first. Then when I was creating the user, I was throwing them into their group straight. So you can see sudo user add -m -g. This -m creates a path for user 1, like it gives user 1 a room. So if you are creating user 2, if you add user 2 to this place too, you will have his own room. They won't be clashing. So sudo user add minus m minus g. Minus g is add straight to this group. I've explained these things before, so for those that don't understand or they think I'm speaking Swahili, you can refer to previous videos that we've done. You can ask the group, I'm sure they will provide it. So minus g admin and user one, you see I've demonstrated it and I added the screenshot. So when I do groups user one, it showed the group user one is user 2, user 3, the groups they belong to. And I did post, see advice that I'm even giving you people, it's me that even did it. So I generated the SSH key for admin user sudo su. So let me tell you something. When I was making this tutorial, I did make a mistake. So it says generate SSH keys for the user in the admin group. But when we did our own, we just generated a default SSH key for the admin group, not for the user in the admin group. Do you understand? So for you to generate SSH key for the user in the admin group, you have to switch to user one who is in the admin group. Again, it says generate SSH key for the user, for the person that is inside there. Do you understand? But when we generated SSH key, we generated for admin. So it means everybody, we are generating a key for them. But it says for the user. It didn't say users now. It says user. Yeah? For the user in the admin group. So you switch sudo su -m user one. So you switch to this user one. Yeah? And you do SSH key gen. So you can see on my terminal, it now says user one at Ubuntu focal. Can you see? User one at Ubuntu focal. So this is how it's supposed to be. Take note and you do SSH key gen. Then this is the key. You can see I uploaded it, and that's the end of my assignment. You can add a bit of ceremony at the bottom and say this assignment helped me understand whatever. So that's what I was just trying to explain, and that was how you do number 3. Let me see what number 4 is about. Let's see what's number 4 about. So your number 4 and 5 is together. Okay, I think I remember now. So don't create different folder for 4 and 5. This is what you are hold on. Okay, this is your number 4 and 5. It says list 5 PS processes. Again, you can do Ctrl Shift V to see, or Command Shift V to see the output. You can see how I did mine. It's not big, this thing. Do whatever you like. This 3, if you add 3 dashes side by side on your markdown, it makes it a long line. So you see, it's just preference. There is no one way to it. You can see all these are unnecessary. I promise you, so unnecessary. So you don't have to do it like this. All this slash is just beautification. Not be waiting the send us with that. But you see, I did mine in a table form 5. So it says list 5. What was the assignment? Find out the command for checking process. PS abi. Then you can do PSAUX to display here. To display all running process on the system. So here now, you remember they now also say that they said that we should explain 5 different processes we see on our terminal. After we run the process, we run the process command. The first one I saw is /sbin/init, the process ID, and you see I explained the first process started by the kernel, initializes the system and starts other processes. This is like our system D. If you guys remember, it initializes, I hope I'm not saying jargon, it initializes the process and all of that. Then importance, it is if it stops, the system will go down. So if you want it, you can tell ChatGPT to do it in a tabular form for you and present the answer in a markdown, and you copy it to your to your VS Code. You embed images. You can see I even went ahead and did a summary. The command PSAUX is very useful for viewing all running processes. The listed process include core systems daemons like init, dboss daemon, which are vital, Apache, the web server Apache 2 is essentially hosting. Finally, the PSAES command itself is just a tool for monitoring. I swear to God, this is a ChatGPT. I'm going to edit this because it looks like I cheated. So I'm going to edit it and write it in my own word again. Then you can see. So the second part of the assignment, if you remember, this assignment is the one that they asked us to submit. I think the instructor gave us this one. She asked us to submit it in a Word to a Google Doc. So they are together. They are like number 1 and 2. So that's your 4 and 5. So this is 4.1. You see, I named mine 4.1. Then this one is the 4.2. So it's your 4 and 5. Don't be looking for, because I look for number 5 tire until I now realized one assignment was carrying 2 questions. So the second question is that create 3 users, Mary, Joseph, and John on the Linux system. Create a file index.jx. Okay, yeah, this one is different from the previous one. Mary, Joseph, and John. Again, we've done this tutorial. This is the one that we use get FACL. Do we remember where we set FACL? You are setting individual permission they have over a single file. So create 3 users, Mary, Joseph, and John on a Linux system. Create a file named index.jx and assign different. This is not hard again. Do you understand? Go to your Vagrant, load it up. Once your machine is running, do sudo user add Mary, sudo user add Joseph, sudo user add John. Create the file. Yeah. So you do. I would advise you to do it is just create a file when you log into your. So the output of that file, do a screenshot. You can see in the file they said add a placeholder. I don't want to go to the assignment because we don't have much time. This is over now. So in the assignment they say you should add a placeholder to the inside the index.js. A placeholder mean anything, but write something reasonable. So you see me, I wrote this is a file, yeah, and I said I created the file index.js with placeholder content. Echo, this is a file index.js. Can you see? And I also added a screenshot. This is an overkill in my own opinion because I've already added the screenshot. I didn't need to add this. So these are some of the things I'll go and edit. Then when you are done, if you want to set the owner of the file, do you understand? This one they no ask me. Let me do over Sabi again. So you get. They no ask me. Remember, if you want to change the owner of that file, 3 of them, they want to have permission of the file. Just like when you go and play ball. Now 1 person go get the ball. Now like 12 person go dey play am. So 1 person fit be goalkeeper. That's his permission. His permission is to catch the ball with his hand. You set his FACL like that. Another person is the defender. Another person is the striker. You are setting each permission, but 1 person ain't get the ball. So when you guys are done, 1 person takes it home. That's Mary in this context. So Mary owns the file. So you do sudo chon means change ownership. Mary and index.jx. Now make sure if it is capital M you used for your naming, you use capital. I shouldn't have used capital. I should have just used small letters. You never go wrong that way. So if you are doing yours, you can keep it small letters, and you can see index.jx. So you are saying I'm changing ownership, but you need to be a super user. You say sudo. Actually, you can even use user 1 to do this change ownership, because user 1 now, as you know, we've added admin group to the list of super users, to the list of sudo. So user 1 can as well change this ownership, not just sudo. Do you get? So sudo change ownership, the name of the person and the name of the file, and you see I added a screenshot. Then you can see I set permission for each of the user. We've done this before. Sudo set FACL user username permission, then the name of the file. So you replace this with the username. Say for Mary, what permission did you give Mary? Read, write, and you can see here the same thing. This is just this one is the template. This is the me putting it into use. Sudo set FACL -m. You can remember -m helps you create a path. So -m username Mary, read, write, execute index.jx, like that. And when you are done, you do get FACL index.js. Meanwhile, let's check what this minus m is for. I want to check. I'm interested. But I know minus m is to set a path. But let's see. I could be wrong. The usage might be different. What I'm very inquisitive, by the way. Minus m used for in this context. If I don't know, I always try to ask. So in this context, it says minus m is used to modify or set specific ACL. See, minus m stands for modify. It says it stands for modify. Okay, I think hold on. Let me now ask, what about when creating a user? What does minus m stand for? So if I've made a mistake, I'll need to correct that. See, I was right. So minus m is used to set a path to create the user's home directory if it doesn't exist. So I think their usage is different. It's not like minus m means one thing. Here it means modify, and in adding users it means create their home directory. So you can see it said if you do sudo user add minus m John. Remember I said it's like you are creating a room for John. So this command will create a new user and also create the user's home directory /home/John. So it will get a room. So it says without the minus m, the user is created but no home directory is created for them by default. So you need to create it manually, and that one are nothing. So and that's exercise 3. So you do the same for exercise 4, exercise 5, exercise 6. And that is everything about the assignment. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to make a short video later. I don't even think I need to, because what I wanted to speak about is what is it called? System D, system CTL. I don't think that's difficult, to be honest, but when you guys watch this video, if you need explanation on that, you can reach out to me. Actually, if I get if I get requests to make it, I will make it. I'm talking about this system D. See, I've not even done my week 3, and today is Thursday. So system D, configuring Apache, CIS. These are not difficult, to be honest. These are, in fact, should I tell you something? Of all the topics we've been doing at All School so far, so good. This system D is my favorite. It's so cool, So system D, like I told you, I don't need to explain that now. And the CIS benchmark is explanatory. I think our instructor and Abuango they've both made videos to explain to us. And Linux Fire, maybe if I want to show you anything, is Linux Firewall. But I'm sure if you watch this video and the one on the live class, this one, I've watched this till now. Why Mark? So you'll be able to understand. But there is an assignment here that says we should use 10 CIS benchmark, and apply it. Again, if you want to do that one, if you want to do this assignment, I think this will be assignment 7, exercise 7. So you know what? Don't even wait for our school to tell you to push it to GitHub anymore. Just do it. Create a folder in this box. Create exercise 7 after you've done 1 to 6, and do this assignment inside. So if you want to do it again, you use a readme file, copy the exercise into Markdown, into ChatGPT, tell it to generate a readme file for you. Then you go ahead and do your assignment. Then you embed images. So for every CIS benchmark command or whatever you use on your terminal, you include it in that description box, or you can decide not to use a box. To remember the 3-tick bash. Then for you to show that you applied it, after you've done it, take a screenshot, embed it. That's all. When you are done, you push your code. Do we now understand? That's how you keep on doing. For this one now, it's done. Then you go to number 3. You create a folder. You see all the you that are here are not there anymore. It's an extension in what's it called? It's an extension in let me see. Can I see the extension?
this one auto complete file names for me. So if you see me typing and I'm getting suggestions, it's not to cheat, just to help you complete file names instead of typing it one by one, and it helps you avoid the mistake. This is live server. This one is I was trying to look for that one that lets me know when a code is tracked. This one is my code spell checker, and this is the theme I use. I don't expect your VS Code to look like this though. This is the theme I use. I can't really find that one, but you can always go to your extension and look for something. But let me end this video now. This is an hour 25 minutes, and I'll see you guys later.